First meeting in 4 years between these two clubs. And Al-Qadisiyah have been counting down the days recently. This is a huge test for Jorge Jesus' team tonight. It does feel like the intensity, the atmosphere inside this ground is growing by the second. The closer we get to kick-off, you can see the flares are out in that vibrant home section. Those supporters, by the way, have been inside the stadium for a good couple of hours already. So let's look at the teams then. Only one change to the Al-Qadisiyah side that beat Al Aruba last time out. Naite Nandez returning to the midfield in place of Ika Almina. But this is the core of the team that have performed so well in recent weeks. And clearly all eyes on the forward line, particularly Julian Quinones, who is scoring goals for fun since his arrival in the Saudi Pro League. The team of officials this evening are from Austria, led by Julian Weinberger. It's quite a common sight these days in the Saudi Pro League that you see a lot of officiating teams coming from outside of the country. The reputation of the Saudi Pro League growing. Looking after things in the VAR hub tonight is Harold Lechner. Still no Alexander Mitrovic for Al-Hilal, but that doesn't mean that this isn't still a very threatening team to the hosts. And actually, on the subject of Serbians, Al-Hilal do have one returning today. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic back after a week on the sidelines with a muscle injury. He's into the midfield to replace the absent Mohamed Kano. And Hassan Tambakti also starts, as it looks like Al-Hilal are going to opt for this 3-5-2 formation this evening, which is perhaps a reflection of the respect they are showing as well to Al-Qadisiyah this evening. Al-Qadisiyah, who have not beaten Al-Hilal in almost 2 decades. What a huge stir it would cause in the Saudi Pro League if they were to do that tonight. Two teams in scintillating form right now. Qadisiyah have won 10 of their last 11 in all competitions. Al-Hilal on this 5-match winning run, and on the evidence of last season, you never really know quite how long these Al-Hilal winning streaks will go for once they get going. It is the tastiest top 4 game in Dammam. Al-Qadisiyah in the red with the yellow trim, Al-Hilal in the blue. Former Premier League player Don Hutchison is here to watch it as well, and this truly is the standout fixture of the weekend.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a very open game. I think it's remarkable the job Al-Qadisiyah have done in terms of the league table when you see the juggernauts that are sitting above them.
Already an early ball in towards Aubameyang, who's looked after it and has got a sight of goal, and he's got Al-Qadisiyah a corner 30 seconds in.
Well, there's the positivity. I was talking about the juggernauts and Al Nassr and Ittihad Al-Hilal all sitting above them, but I think they'll come into this game with no fear. I think they'll try and put Al-Hilal under pressure. It's exactly what they've done 30 seconds in, forced the corner.
7 league goals already this season for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He looks like a player that is settled very nicely into the Saudi Pro League. Cameron Puertas on the corner. Gets it back off Alamar and swings it in with some purpose, and Aubameyang's got a touch on it. Little more than 60 seconds played. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with that predatory instinct, and the champions are behind.
What a start. Incredible start, so positive from the home side, but the delivery of Puertas on that side is absolutely first class. Doesn't get better than that. And he's on the move, Aubameyang. And for him, once he gets the flight of the ball inside 2 or 3 yards, he probably knows he's scoring a good couple of seconds before he actually finishes it off. But what a start.
That's number 8 for Aubameyang already in this Saudi Pro League season. And Michel, the coach, with the broadest smile on his face. And eyebrows will be raised, not just here, but across the country at this scoreline.
Wow, it's incredible. And as it stands, I mean, we're only a minute into the game, but going above Al Nassr. But what a start from the home side. Incredible delivery, brilliant finish. think they might be just double checking, because there might have been a Al-Qadisiyah player standing in an offside position, but I don't think it was Aubameyang.
And suddenly he's looking a little nervous, isn't he?
I don't think it was him. As I said before, I think there was a player in a red shirt just standing in front of him, but whether he had an impact on the ball or not, Aubameyang, to me, looked onside.
The supporters are unperturbed, and check complete. A big shout of yes from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The goal counts, and Al-Qadisiyah have a priceless lead in Dammam.
Incredible, and all of a sudden that puts the champions on the back foot. So what a game we've got.
That Aubameyang goal officially timed at 1 minute and 5 seconds. Can't have been too many quicker in the Saudi Pro League this season. Rarely do Al-Hilal find themselves behind so early in games. Koulibaly giving it back to goalkeeper Bono. Hadn't even had a touch of the ball, I don't think, before he plucked it out of his net.
Exactly that. Got to say that the delivery from Puertas from the corner was an incredible delivery. It was a brilliant ball in. That made the finish.
Was there a sense that maybe they were a little slow to get out to him?
Maybe, I think so. I think even probably starting slow, allowing Aubameyang to take the shot on the edge of the box, which forced the corner.
Confidence is flowing though, isn't it? This is Abul Shamat. Threat from the other side now for Al-Hilal, and a threat that they have managed to dampen. Marcus Leonardo crowded out. Al-Qadisiyah get the ball back again. And 10 of their last 11 in all competitions. They really are the form side in the Saudi Pro League right now.
Oh, I mean, incredible form. Scoring goals along the way. They average 1.5 a game. But I don't think Al-Hilal will panic. Yes, it's a shock to the system going behind just after a minute, but they on average score close to 3.5 goals a game. So they've got to get on the ball, and Neves and Milinkovic-Savic will do that in midfield.
I guess the one thing to bear in mind is they've got to try and breach the tightest defence in the league this season, so this is a real test for Al-Hilal now.
Good thing for Al-Qadisiyah, when you do get that early goal, you can see by their formation now, 5 or 6 players behind the ball at the back.
First run at the Al-Qadisiyah defence for Al-Hilal. In from Neves, Milinkovic-Savic, it should be 1-1, it is! Looks like the flag is up against Marcus Leonardo.
Well, I wonder if it's Milinkovic-Savic. Just keep an eye, bottom of the screen. Does he go a fraction early? He does. It's a fantastic spot by the linesman.
I don't think there's any danger for those Al-Qadisiyah supporters that this is going to be checked for too long by VAR.
No, but Chris, what a game we've got. I mean, there's going to be some goals in this game.
Talk about them being defensively tight. They very nearly got caught out by that sharp, incisive Al-Hilal play there.
Yeah, this one shouldn't take too long.
But I guess like everything, they need to check and double check just to make sure that they have got this right. Jorge Jesus has had a glimpse at the footage yet. Because if he has, he probably won't be feeling that his team are about to come back into it. There is the confirmation. Offside flag against Milinkovic-Savic, so Marcos Leonardo denied a 10th league goal of his campaign.
It does give Al-Hilal just a little shot of confidence now, knowing that they've scored even though it was disallowed. So it's very open, this game. And he played 6 minutes.
Not too much on that for Aubameyang. It's going to run through to Bono. Lost the opportunity already to get his 5th clean sheet of this league season. Quinones. Shamat. 2 to contend with, and Renan Lodi said there is no way past me. And he's picked the pass for Malcolm as well. Al-Dassouri. Just tried to squeeze it on with one more ball to Marcos Leonardo. It's going to be an Al-Hilal corner.
Yeah, good response from Al-Hilal. It was the right idea as well, just trying to play the ball in with the outside of the right foot, just couldn't pull it off.
Great occasion tonight for Michel. It's actually 15 months today since he took charge of Al-Qadisiyah. He was the one who got them promoted last season from the second tier. He's had a very long and largely very successful managerial career as well, the former Real Madrid man. See, that microphone was a little too close to the path of Al-Dawsari as he's preparing to take this corner. And it comes from Al-Dawsari, good punch from Castells. Neves tries to whip it back in, that's repelled. Might be able to break on Al-Hilal again here. Aubameyang is making tracks in the middle. The pass just doesn't quite come to him, and only because Bono was so quick off his line.
I mean, some games you have a watch for the first 15-20 minutes and it's tight. This one's wide open.
And often with matches as well, you can give them the big billing and they don't necessarily live up to it. Well, this one is.
Absolutely. And you just get the feeling, even though we're 8 minutes into the game, there's going to be more goals than this.
The 70-year-old Jorge Jesus. So over comes Cameron Puertas to take a corner, this time from the opposite side to the one that led to that early goal for Al-Qadisiyah. Remember, it was a short one as well. He's going to want that ball back again here. It's another nicely worked routine. Alamar. Abul Shamat. He was the only one really asking for a handball, which was never going to get given, and Al-Hilal have cleared.
It was a super confident start from Al-Qadisiyah. Yes, the goal certainly helps, but even before that, they're on the front foot.
Strength from Puertas, wriggling away. Puertas across, Koulibaly making it just. Aubameyang is not going to be able to get to the second one either, the cross from Abul Shamat.
Puertas has had a very electric start to the game. He had a pass across the 6-yard box there. If he had completed that pass, Aubameyang might have had his second.
That one a touch too high for Abul Shamat.
Just couldn't stay onside there, Milinkovic-Savic. He tried, he was trying to look across the line and get the flight of the cross at the same time. Closer than I thought, actually.
A Serbian shoulder, the difference, I think. Lodi's got a bit of room to move into here if he fancies it, the Brazilian. Milinkovic-Savic left by Lodi, picked up by Al-Dawsari. Cut out before it reached the intended target of Lodi.
Jorge Jesus now will be looking to try and slow the tempo of the game down. We want the likes of Ruben Neves on the ball and Milinkovic-Savic to try and find a front three, get that man Marcos Leonardo some chances.
Arbalehi leaving it for the more creative Lodi. Milinkovic-Savic seen the gap but not finding Al-Dawsari.
I think he was expecting Al-Dawsari to carry on with his movement, because if he did, he might have been in.
Started the evening 9 points behind Al-Hilal, Al-Qadisiyah, so they could go within 6 of them with a win, within 6 of Al-Ittihad as well, and suddenly that title race that looked like it was going to be between two might be talked about as a 3-horse race.
Well, can you imagine Al-Ittihad after their defeat against Damak? They'll be hoping and praying after seeing the first minute. Now Al-Qadisiyah can try and hold on, take points off the champions.
Milinkovic-Savic, such a broad frame to try and work around, and he's managed to work the ball eventually to Al-Dawsari, who's scampered away from one, but then takes it back again off Nandez. Al-Dawsari still going. Ran out of space in the end.
Yeah, I love watching him. I think he's a brilliant player. As I said before, your eyes can easily get drawn to some of the European players, but Al-Qadisiyah is a fantastic player in his own right.
Certainly in terms of assists this season, he has been the most creative Al-Hilal player. 7 in the Saudi Pro League. It's only Moussa Diaby of Al-Ittihad who's above him on that list. Savage. Just a little too over-eager there. Nacho coming flying in.
It's not like Nacho.
You thought he might have settled down a little bit at the age of 35, but clearly not.
No. He's not going to lose the appetite to win.
Real Madrid man, he started every league game for them this season. In fact, he's the only outfield player in this Al-Qadisiyah side to do that. Neves' pass runs through to Castells.
Never looks happy when he's winning 5-0, never mind being 1 behind.
Chewing gum's getting a good going over though.
The test of their ability and the test of their character. Al-Hilal now being 1 behind.
It's Hassan Tampakti who's just given away the free kick in his 2nd season with Al-Hilal now. Free kick given, so Al-Hilal might be able to turn play over in the transition here with Milinkovic-Savic slightly behind Al-Qadisiyah, so they're going to need to reset and go again.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the theme now for Al-Hilal when they break into midfield and Al-Qadisiyah players are out of position. They've got to make sure they pass it a bit quicker and allow the home side to get back into their positions.
Savage trying to turn it into some space for something a little different to open the defence up.
Yeah, he's trying to find his teammate Malcolm, another player for Al-Hilal in great form, can take players on, got great delivery. And I guess that's the theme if you're Al-Qadisiyah. There's players all over the pitch you're trying to keep an eye on, the likes of Cancelo on the right-hand side and Lodi.
Really astute piece of business from Al-Hilal to bring Joao Cancelo into the club, given his great experience of European football. Poke through for Al-Qadisiyah, big chance, stopped by Castells, and perhaps it was a little too straightforward for the goalkeeper in the end from Al-Qadisiyah's perspective.
Yeah, well, that's the quality that Milinkovic-Savic brings, that little pass into his stride. Al-Qadisiyah should have been trying to find the bottom right-hand corner with a finish, just was a little bit too straight in the end.
It's going to need to be good to beat Koen Castells. He looks like a very smart purchase, doesn't he, given all of his experience in the Bundesliga for many years, most notably with Wolfsburg.
I remember talking to Roberto Martinez many years ago, and he thought Castells and Courtois are at a very similar level when they were young. Two terrific goalkeepers.
And it's interesting you should say that as well, because Domenico Tedesco, the former Belgian head coach, was saying ahead of the European Championship last summer that he thought that Castells was in the top 20 for goalkeepers in the entire world.
Yeah, he's rated very highly.
So a challenge on Abdul Shamat. Referee determining whether he needs to take any action or not. I think he's decided against it. Probably helped by the fact that Abdul Shamat didn't make too much of it.
No, I think it's the type of game. I think the referee will try and let it flow as much as possible. It's a very good watch.
Giving an awkward ball really for Alvarez. I don't think he really wanted it like that. And over comes Fernandez.
Might be a yellow.
Tambakti's sort of hoping that the apology gets him off the hook, but it's not going to.
I don't think it was dangerous, but I think the referee's made the right call just because he slid in. You could see the foul coming a mile off. Not necessarily a yellow card to take that because it's a ball he couldn't win. I think he tries, in fairness, to try and pull out of it, but I think the referee was in his right to issue a yellow.
Just that first touch was a bit heavy, wasn't it, from Tambakti, and it left him with an awful lot of work to do. So the first booking of the game for the Al-Hilal defender. Great colour, isn't it, in the stands tonight?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. A little pocket of fans there as well.
I mentioned those supporters pre-match. I mean, they genuinely were in here 2, maybe 3 hours before the game. Nobody else was really in the stadium. Just a few members of the TV crew setting up, and all of them jumping up and down, waving their flags.
Fantastic.
To find a way through yet, Al-Hilal, this team who have scored 18 goals in their past 3 league games. Latest pass for Al-Dawsari, cut out by Abu Shamat, who's had to be busy so far.
Yeah, I get the sense that Al-Hilal are finding their stride now. Malcolm came in off that right-hand side, found Lodi. He was trying to find the skipper down the left-hand side, just couldn't pull it off.
Maybe something big coming in from the biceps of Renan Lodi here. Oh, he's opted for a short one instead for Al-Dawsari. Back for Lodi to deliver with the feet eventually. Hooked away by Aubameyang.
See the Al-Qadisiyah back line now, just getting lots of bodies behind the ball, trying to keep Al-Hilal at arm's length.
Struggling to contain Malcolm here, though. On for Milinkovic-Savic. Lodi. Malcolm. And again, it is Abul Shamat with the sliding challenge.
And he had to make sure he won that ball there, risking giving a penalty away.
There is a sense, though, isn't there, that Al-Qadisiyah are beginning to get pinned in a little bit here by the quality, the intensity that Al-Hilal bring. I'm sure Renan Lodi got that quite right. It just seemed to slip out of his hands slightly.
Yeah, a bit more gym work needed.
I mentioned the biceps, maybe they're not as big as I thought. Quinones, only Aubameyang to aim for if he wants to put it in there. He has got it to Aubameyang. Oh, that would have been glorious. The 2 strikers inches away from linking up with pure perfection.
Oh, what a strike. And he would have been onside, it would have been tight, but the connection there from Aubameyang is absolutely first class. It's not an easy one to try and hit clean. The timing was good, just couldn't keep it down.
Had the dignitaries off their seat. I think it had everybody off their seat. Even me and you were preparing for that ball to hit the back of the net.
Just because it was a high tariff effort, but he struck it really cleanly.
Al-Dawsari, good flexibility from him to reach the ball. Turned to him by Neves. Blocked by Abu Shamat. Lodi. Milinkovic-Savic, the flag's actually up anyway for offside.
Yeah, they're starting to play though. They've recovered Al-Hilal. See again, he gets pushed into an offside position. Clever that from the Al-Qadisiyah defenders. This is the best move of the game from Al-Hilal's point of view. Al-Dawsari just couldn't finish it off. Head down, but he should have been trying to find that far corner.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is asking whether the foul should have been given against Daniel Shamat, who is, I think, just landed really awkwardly when he's gone up for that challenge. Looks in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah, as you said, I think it's the landing. That's what does him. Probably just got winded there. I think he'll probably be able to shake it off. Might need a minute.
Well, he's the difference maker so far, isn't he, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang?
Yeah, him and Puertas, because the Puertas with the cross, that's what made the finish. He was too good at delivery, keeps the goalkeeper away, it's in behind the back line. Aubameyang, with his quality, experience, knows what type of finish to go for. Could either be a diving header, but he just opens up the ankle, just guides it in under the crossbar.
Another one to add to his excess of 250 league goals across his career for the likes of Dortmund and Arsenal and Barcelona.
He's had some career. It's good to see him enjoying his football.
"35 years old now, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but that appetite is there for all to see.
He's never going to lose the ability to finish. You look at his body shape and he looks lean, he looks fit, looks sharp. It's probably a testament to the work he's doing off the pitch, looking after his body.
He's got a great foil as well in Julian Quiñones in that forward line.
Tactically now, Al-Hilal trying to keep their wing-backs high and wide.
Here is one of them, Cancelo. Taken away from the Portuguese by Puertas. Quiñones threading it forwards. Lamar is offside, and I think that was pretty clear to everybody, really, as soon as he set off.
It was a very good idea, though. Just couldn't put the brakes on.
Actually born in Riyadh, Turkey, Al-Lamar, so this will feel a very relevant game to him, former Al-Shabaab man.
I think that it's a mark of a really good game when you look at the clock at 25 minutes in, it's absolutely flown by. A fantastic game to watch. Still very much in the balance.
Lodi progressing and retrieving again off Al-Dawsari. Malcolm, Al-Dawsari, well, they were queuing up for it, really. And I don't know whether Al-Dawsari thought that Renan Lodi was in a different position to the one that he was occupying. This is Cancelo, that's not a bad ball. Cleared away by Nacho.
I think Al-Dawsari probably ran into an offside position. I think that's what confused the back line of Al-Qadisiyah. I think Lodi made a good run.
Keeping the pressure on, though, Al-Hilal. The enigmatic Malcolm. Neves. Lodi. Wallahi. Malcolm with the dummy. Lodi beaten to it. Shamat,
he's had a good game,
hasn't he?
Yeah, been involved. He's tried to get forward as much as possible, but tenacious in the tackle.
Still only 22 years old as well, so you sense that he could have a very big few years ahead of him.
Yeah, he's not shy in going into his duels. He's not a full-back or a wing-back that likes to stand up. He doesn't mind getting stuck in.
He's already been capped by his country, Saudi Arabia, as well. So they have recognised that talent too. Cancelo, burst of speed from him, and it takes him away. And he's met by the firm challenge of Gaston Alvarez.
good cover in that from the left-sided centre-back.
Good amount of experience. He's had a couple of seasons recently. ARJS with Getafe in La Liga. Played pretty much most of their games in both of those campaigns. Clean challenge on Malcolm. Aubameyang lifting it forward. Quinones up against Koulibaly. Just had to delay things and he's done well. Abdul Shamat. And just like that, Al-Qadisiyah have a corner.
Sensible from Quinones, the way he ran in behind and he thought, I've got no bodies up next to me, I've got no reinforcements, so what I need to do is keep hold of the ball, put my foot on it, give the midfield players a chance to catch up with play. Now they could get a valuable set play. It's all about the delivery now from Puertas.
That same option's going over there again as well, Alamar. It was those two that linked up for the goal.
I think from this side, I think the favoured ball in would be put it in first time.
Which I think is exactly what Puertas is going to do. Ooh, he's been attacked by Nacho with some real vigour. Couldn't quite reach it. And now he and others are going to have to get back. Al-Dawsari, he's quick, but he's been seen off by Nandez. And within the boundaries of the rules.
Yeah, it was 50-50, wasn't it? He just about stayed away from the tackle, Nandez, but just lent on Al-Dawsari. Just nudged him off balance.
Bit of experience coming into play, I think, from the former Cagliari man. Well, we've talked about Al-Qadisiyah being a surprise package. The lowest they've been in this entire league season is 8th, and that was on match week 7 when they were beaten by Al-Ittihad.
That's a foul. Oh, referee's not give it. That one was a foul.
And it's Nandez again as well.
That one was a little bit more rugged than the one before. This is a definite foul. Doesn't take anything at the ball.
And Lodi left to lick his wounds, but not get the set piece that he wanted.
Don't mind the referee's performance though so far. You know, 30 minutes in, he's only issued one yellow card, and he got that decision absolutely spot on. Apart from that, he's tried to let the game flow as much as possible.
Regular of the Austrian Bundesliga, Julian Weinberger. 30 minutes played then in Dammam. What a game we've got here. A goal that arrived 29 minutes ago from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, dividing the two teams. Marcus Leonardo for Al-Hilal, he's been clattered. That is going to be a free kick given away by Nandez, and actually a yellow card too.
Well, take your pick. I mean, 3 arguable fouls or not, but he was sort of close on every single one of them. That one out of 3 was a definite foul. Yeah, he's late, and he catches Marcus Leonardo right across the toes, right across the laces. Not a bad tackle, just painful.
I'm going to leave you with little shock here, Don, when I say that is his 7th yellow card of the season already.
You can see why.
Grimace on Marcus Leonardo's face says it all. Well, he's made one good save so far, Kun Castells, that one to deny Al-Dawsari. Bit of organisation for him to do here. Those focused eyes of Ruben Neves on the free kick.
Abdul Shamat with a header.
Look at the metrics at half-time. Al-Qadisiyah, he's going to be high on quite a few categories, I think. Oh, just out of the reach of Al-Dawsari. Nearly able to take it in his stride.
Yeah, you can see that Al-Hilal are pushing. It's just that final ball that's missing. And when you play like that, and you are playing quite well, you feel as though it's only a matter of time before you create a chance. And that'll be the theme from the home side's point of view. Soak up a bit of pressure. Got players at the top end of the pitch that can hit Al-Hilal on the counter.
They are offering a threat from wide areas. Aubameyang in there. Did it breeze the bottom of the boot? Wouldn't have counted anyway. I think the flag is up for offside against him.
Still though, the movement is still there, whether he went early or not. Still, he's always on the move. Closer than we think. Is that Cancelo that might have been playing him, or close to playing him on?
He has looked alive to everything tonight, hasn't he, Aubameyang? He's got the goal to show for it as well. Cortez. Milinkovic-Savic for Al-Hilal. Malcolm with the tee up. Neves just assessing his options. Marcus Leonardo, Milinkovic-Savic in the middle. Lodi is lurking on the edge of the box, as is Al-Dawsari. Cross blocked by Puertes, and he's the one that comes away with it as well.
Now it's about the concentration of Al-Qadisiyah. Can you string some passes together? Can you make sure, even though it's 10 minutes away, can you get to half-time with a clean sheet?
I'll mention this now, just in case the statistic does become irrelevant as the game goes on. They lose tonight, Al-Hilal. It'll only be the second time in the Saudi Pro League that would have happened in 20 months.
So that tells you exactly the form that they're in. Tells you about their mentality as well.
They might have had a very good 35 minutes, Al-Qadisiyah, but they are going to need to have an even better final 55, I would suggest. Some ball into the penalty area. Well, Shamat it was again. Aubameyang. Quinones. Fancies a bit of a run at Ruben Neves here. And the pass for Aubameyang as well, and on it goes for Abul Shamat. Abul Shamat's delivery, not dealt with by Koulibaly.
Quinones has had a fantastic half. He's the player, I think, for Al-Qadisiyah who can take them up the pitch.
Unlike some strikers, he just seems to have this quite unselfish nature about his play as well.
Yeah, and he sort of drifts over to that left-hand side, doesn't he? Leaves Aubameyang central.
Milinkovic-Savic trying to tee it up for Marcus Leonardo. Well, at the moment is largely working off scraps in that Al-Hilal forward line.
Yeah, it will come. He's got to keep moving. Just keep being alert. Someone's going to pick a pass to him.
Al-Dawsari. Has he got a corner? Yes, he has. We are hearing word from the touchline that Renan Lodi might be departing shortly.
He took a knock, didn't he, about 5 minutes ago? So I wonder if he is struggling. I wouldn't imagine that would be tactical.
Motab Al-Harbi, who is being prepared, who is a natural left-back himself, so one would think that it is an issue for Lodi. Inside the final 10 minutes of the first half, Al-Dawsari with the Al-Hilal delivery. Stales again, with authority away. Neves with the cross, and Koulibaly was just a bit too eager there. Here comes that Al-Hilal change, so disappointment for Renan Lodi.
Yeah, he's struggling. You can see the pain, see the grimace. Aubameyang just asking him if he's okay or not. I'm not fit to carry on.
This is a blow for Al-Hilal. He's got 5 assists this season, Renan Lodi. He's been a great creator from that left-hand side.
Could be the landing.
because Lodi has been so good, this man really hasn't had too many minutes, Moteb Al-Harbi. He's only had, to be precise, 30 minutes of league football this season.
But now this is his chance to try and have an impact and turn this game around.
If you're a regular follower of Al-Hilal, you rarely see your team in a position like this. Certainly not recently. Bali cutting out the cross. Martes misguiding what I think was a shot. Maybe it was an attempt at a disguise pass.
I think you're right. First of all, I think he was trying to take the shot on, but it was a tired one. I think they put an awful lot of effort in to get to this point. Al-Qadisiyah.
On the First Division title last season with 73 points, Al-Qadisiyah were only out of the top flight for 3 seasons, but in the campaign before their promotion, they finished in 11th, so they've had quite the rise in the last 18 months or so. Just running away from him under the pressure of Nandez. This is Puertas. Quinones. Looking to locate. Aubameyang only locates the grip of Bono.
You can see the plan there. Every time Quinones goes to that left-hand side, he's chopping back onto his right foot, then trying to find Aubameyang.
Marcus Leonardo laying it off for Malcolm. This is Cancelo drifting. Marcus Leonardo trying to squeeze it back through to him. Cancelo has got hold of it eventually. Malcolm is saying, why was I not the ball? He was certainly the one in the most space. Goodness me. Snails, that's most unlike him. Didn't like the pressure from Milinkovic-Savic.
Either that or he lost it in the lights, but wasn't comfortable.
Malcolm. Fernandez just trying to get a grip of him in there.
He's a hard man to please, George Jesus, but I think you'll get the feeling that his team are playing quite well. Not getting outplayed or anything. He'd like something back just before half-time.
Met a team tonight who, at least in terms of mentality, are on a par with Al-Hilal.
I would agree with that. The start that they made shows that they're confident.
It's the substitute Al-Harbi, Milinkovic-Savic. Castells will be grateful eventually to have that ball in his hands.
It's just, can Al-Qadisiyah sustain it? But all they can do now at this point, 5 minutes before half-time, is make sure you give nothing away. Be a big confidence booster. They can go in 1-0 up.
Best defence in the league, keeping it tight again. Prior to tonight, only 11 goals conceded in their 16 league games so far. Bali mopping things up.
This is where they're going to move it quicker. There's 2 or 3 players of Al-Qadisiyah out of position. Al-Hilal get that ball forward.
Malcolm's got it. Tried the step over, wasn't intended it for Milinkovic-Savic, who's burst into the box and has sort of jumped into the challenge himself, really, I think.
I think both of them did. It's just an accidental collision.
Not back on his feet yet, Milinkovic-Savic. Now Ruben Neves is saying, was there a high boot?
Well, I think when you see it again, I think Milinkovic-Savic is trying to clip it over the top, and once he took a heavy touch, I think between him and Nacho, the two of them just went in for a 50-50. Very difficult for the referee to try and spot a foul once you see that there. Took a little bit of the ball. It might have came off Nacho's arm, but it's hard for the referee to try and spot something there.
have been told that they are checking for a possible red card here for a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. That is the instruction we are hearing from the VAR.
They might check for the handball from Nacho, but I think it would be extremely harsh. I just think when you, or if you took a freeze frame when that ball was right in between Nacho and Milinkovic-Savic, very hard to try and decipher who was at fault there, if anyone.
Body language of Nacho suggests he's not too concerned, but the VAR check is still ongoing here, with Harold Lechner viewing the footage. Now giving some instruction to Julian Weinberger, who's going to the screen. Well, this is a twist in Dammam just before half-time. And there are looks of concern now on the faces of the Al-Qadisiyah players. Nacho says, is it me?
Well, there's the ball striking his arm, but I mean, that's probably, in context, that ball was hit at him inches away, so it's not advisable just to look at the freeze frame. You've got to see that not just in slow motion, but I think in real time as well. This is all in slow motion, which can look worse. I'd like the VAR team to show the referee this in full speed.
And should it make a difference, the fact it's hit boot and then hand in that split second?
And it's outside the box, by the way. So it won't be a penalty. To send him off for this would be unbelievably harsh. It wouldn't be the right decision, in my opinion. It's clearly outside the box. And when you look at that in real time, I mean, that's an impossible call for the referee. Big call, this.
What's the decision? Still not too sure what the decision is of the referee.
Well, the arms went up from the referee, which is normally an offside call, but that can't be the case, surely.
Well, the decision is that he's not going to send Nacho off, but he made the footage of the screen, which almost suggested to me like he was going to change his mind.
Yeah, but the arm up signals offside.
Interesting one.
What I would say is, in the end, I think they made the right call. A, not giving the penalty because it was outside the box, and B, not sending Nacho off for last man because it was an impossible, it was a 50-50, an accidental one. So I think between the VAR team and the referee, I think they've got that correct.
Would have completely shifted the dynamic of this game as well. Now, what's going on here? That's Hassan Tambakti who is on the grounds. And this has all happened at the other end of the pitch.
Well, it would have been off the ball because Castells hasn't even took the set play yet.
No idea who was involved in that with Tambakti. No idea if VAR are now going to have to fast forward and look at some more footage here.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's actually embarrassing, the way he's went down there.
It's Quinones, it was, who was involved with Tambakti there. He was the one who immediately went over to the referee, by the way, as if to say, I don't even know why you're bothering looking at this.
It might just tell you that Al-Hilal are rattled, though.
Less than 4 minutes of stoppage time to try and rectify the situation before the break, the champions. Another play by Huertas.
I'm glad the referee and the VAR team, especially the referee, come to that conclusion, though, because that would have been extremely harsh on Nacho. Imagine being sent off for that.
His forward pass, Milinkovic-Savic's challenge, which has dropped for Quinones, and then in turn for Aubameyang, tried to get it back to Quinones, and he was wondering if it hit the arm of Koulibaly there.
Well, he went for a brilliant bit of skill there, Aubameyang. He actually went for a back heel and it nearly come off.
been the most outrageous attempt at an assist from Aubameyang.
What a brilliant first half to watch, though. Absolutely flown by. And all of a sudden, from nowhere, there's a bit of spice in the game.
And it feels like the sort of match that it was billed as, really. Two informed teams in the top four, and both feeling uber confident at the moment.
But I like the way Al-Qadisiyah are standing their ground, not getting bullied.
Played by Abul Shamat, one of the standout players of this first half for Al-Qadisiyah. Inside the last 60 seconds then of those 4 minutes of stoppage time, Al-Qadisiyah supporters are leaping around like one great big party is going to happen for the next 15 minutes at half-time. Just got to see this through. That's a trip on Marcus Leonardo.
That is a very good spot by the referee. Marcus Leonardo was trying to take that on the outside. Defender just clipped his heels. Just got too tight there.
Long leg of ARJS that came over and caught Leonardo. So there is one more slice of work to do for this home team to get in at the break with the lead.
Well, it favours Malcolm. I'm not sure he's going to take it. It might be Ruben Neves, but favours Malcolm's left foot.
Stales just trying to make sure that two-man wall is exactly where he needs it to be. The 5th minute of stoppage time then. Neves curling it in, it nearly bounced to Koulibaly. It's away by Quinones, but no half-time whistle just yet. Hernandez has run that out of play, so a corner, Al-Hilal, I think.
Well, I think the referee and the VAR team are just going to double-check if anything went on there, i.e. handball. I don't think there was, but I think just because it was a ball bouncing in a difficult area with so many bodies, I think the VAR team are just taking their time here.
Maybe that's what Al Balahi is asking the referee just to double check. You are bang on, Dom, because there is a VAR check that is taking place for a possible penalty. That's been waved away. And we must now be in the very final few embers of this first half. And what a great half it's been. Al-Hilal trailing, but it's their corner with Neves, cleared away by Alamar. And there is the half-time whistle. Fascinating first half in Dammam. The champions are trailing, and it's because of that man, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a goal 65 seconds in for Al-Qadisiyah, and they have the tightest defence in the league, defended stoic. The youngster with another bright moment for Al-Hilal. He's into double figures for the campaign, and a finish of pure precision.
Oh, what a finish it is. Just an example to any youngster. If you're 25 yards from goal, there's no need to go for power. Just whips it and he places it into the bottom left-hand corner. The goalkeeper is absolutely stranded because he takes the shot really early. We've got a second half here.
So the Brazilian getting Al-Hilal back on level terms, and that extremely resolute Al-Qadisiyah defence has conceded what is only its 12th league goal of the season.
Well, I was just about to say, it's fascinating to watch this game, and it just depends on how your eyes see a game, because you could say that defensively Al-Qadisiyah have been really strong. At the same time, if you're an Al-Hilal fan, Malcolm's been quiet, Marcus Leonardo's been quiet, the skipper Al-Dorsari's been quiet, so more from them, second half needed.
And as if the noise levels could have gone up another notch here in Dammam, they have. Jorge Jesus, not that you would know it, feeling a bit more content, I imagine.
Yeah, he would have demanded a lot more in the second half. He would have demanded a response. Now they've got it. Now can Al-Hilal kick on? What have Al-Qadisiyah got now?
Feels like Al-Hilal have turned the screw at the start of this second half. Here's the goal scorer, Leonardo. Malcolm. Cancelo off the post. So close to his first Al-Hilal goal.
What a response. I mean, the tempo's been ramped up from Al-Hilal.
Just can't breathe now, Al-Qadisiyah, all of a sudden.
No, it's incredible. So that tells me Al-Hilal have had a real team talk from Jesus at half-time. This is more like them.
This is champion material, isn't it? They've got the game where they want it at the moment, but they want another goal. Koulibaly.
Now all of a sudden, because they've got the goal, they've got a swagger about them, Al-Hilal.
And how many times have we seen that swagger? Savic. This is Neves. Cancelo, there's a push. You'll be pleased there's been a push because he almost sent that ball out of the stadium.
Yeah, he had a chance a couple of minutes ago, Cancelo, and he struck the post. It was a lovely move. That time a little bit too keen.
21 million euro signing from Manchester City, Joao Cancelo. He hasn't been part of that City team for a couple of seasons now because he's had those loan spells with Bayern Munich and with Barcelona. Al-Hilal are all over Al-Qadisiyah. Cancelo again. Everything's coming his way.
But they can't get out. Two options now for Al-Qadisiyah. They can either try and play through the press or try and go a little bit longer. They're under now, severe pressure. Lovely move this. Marcus Leonardo plays out wide. Clever little ball to Cancelo. Really unlucky with the finish. Nice weighted pass from Malcolm.
And the way he struck that ball, it was such a difficult angle for him to try and find the corner, and he nearly did, Cancelo.
I don't know if you've seen the reaction there from Al Harbi, but he thought Cancelo had scored, so he celebrated a little bit too early.
Cancelo again, Leonardo could have had another one.
What a pass. I mean, that is a world-class pass, that from Cancelo. He doesn't even have to look. He knows he shouldn't check his shoulders. He's going to whip the ball in and around the 6-yard box penalty spot. And that's a big chance that for Marcus Leonardo. He knows it.
Started his career at Santos, where, of course, the great Pele began. Talking of Santos, there is plenty of chat at the moment that the lesser spotted Neymar is going to be heading back there again in the days ahead, having what I think it is fair to say had a very unsuccessful time, mainly because of that long-term injury here with Al-Hilal.
Yeah, he took a really bad injury, didn't he? It's difficult to try and work your way back and get your match fitness. I hope for his sake he can get match fit again and show everyone, show the world how good he is.
He's only played 3 times in the Saudi Pro League for Al-Hilal since his move from Paris Saint-Germain, which was in August 2023. Just hasn't worked out the way that player or club would have wanted it to. Al-Dorsari for Al-Hilal. Milinkovic-Savic. Leonardo was winding it up, waiting for the ball to come his way. Hernandez trying to wriggle out of danger, try and get Al-Qadisiyah out of danger. They can't get out at the moment.
Just feels inevitable now that Al-Hilal are going to try and turn the screw and get the next goal in the game. They're pushing really hard.
Al-Dorsari with the dummy. Neves with the hit.
think he was trying a hard skill. I think he was trying that sort of knuckleball Ronaldo strike where you hit it with loads of topspin. He's got it badly wrong.
Get back on the phone after this. Make the call across Riyadh to try and get some further lessons.
How'd you do that skill again 1,000 times?
First meeting tonight of Michel and Jorge Jesus in the Saudi Pro League, but actually their paths have crossed before. It's more than 10 years ago in the UEFA Champions League. Michel was in charge of Olympiacos, Jesus with Benfica. Clubs played each other twice. Michel still yet to lose against Jorge Jesus.
You'll be feeling it now though, because it's a movie that we've all seen before when you take the lead. And it was really early when they took the lead, 1 minute 5 seconds, but they played well. Al-Qadisiyah, well, he would have prepped them at half time for a strong Al-Hilal performance second half, and now the away side have got it back to 1-1. They're going to be on top, you'd imagine, Al-Hilal.
There's Cancelo. It feels like he spent most of this half just in Al-Qadisiyah's half. Al-Harbi, first half substitute for Renan Lodi. Savage, disguised pass, Malcolm, squeeze for room.
Just couldn't hit it in the far corner, but they are passing it better. They're playing forward passes now with a purpose. It's not an easy finish, that one, head down. Try and go for power, try and squeeze it into a corner.
Scored a couple of goals in Al-Hilal's most recent victory over Al-Weda. 4-1 win that has kept Al-Hilal at the top of the table, where they remain as well. If you are unaware, Al-Ittihad beaten by Damak earlier today in the Saudi Pro League. A spin by Malcolm. Such lovely fleet of foot, hasn't he?
Yeah, they need him on the ball more second half. Didn't see him in the first half. That was credit to Al-Qadisiyah.
They are still enjoying evenings like this, despite the fact their team are on the back foot here at the Prince Mohammed bin Fahd Stadium. Met for almost 4 years, these two teams. Malcolm, Marcus Leonardo, and away eventually by Kassem Lajami.
You can see now the confidence is starting to come back into the Al-Hilal players. Little flicks and tricks around the corner.
Malcolm, you can see he's pumping his chest and talking to his teammates to say, let's keep this going. Up to the hour, 1-1. Thoroughly absorbing game. Al-Dorsari in swinger, and headed away with great power by Nacho. Taken away from Aubameyang.
That's the worry now for Al-Qadisiyah. Aubameyang starts to get a bit isolated. There's so many players behind the ball.
I guess the trouble for Aubameyang at 35 as well, the legs aren't quite what they were in terms of a position like this, where you are just having to do a lot of tracking, a lot of running, and not seeing a lot of the ball.
No, so that's up to the teammates to recognise that and make sure if you are going to play a longer pass, try and find his feet rather than channel ball.
Gracefully moving inside Al-Dorsari, on by Cancelo. Marcus Leonardo pops it into an area. Nobody in blue was in that area. Goal kick, Al-Qadisiyah.
Yeah, it was worth taking the chance from Marcus Leonardo. He's trying to help it into an area where he thinks his teammate Al-Dorsari might be.
Fifth Portuguese manager to win the Saudi Pro League, Jorge Jesus. has titles in both Saudi Arabia, in Brazil, during his time there with Flamengo, and the 3 that he got with Benfica in Portugal. Cancelo, Milinkovic-Savic, maybe a bit too intricate in the end. Look at Jorge Jesus.
So ballistic, because he knows Milinkovic-Savic was in. Maybe one trick too many. That's the mentality of the man, isn't it? Jorge Jesus, absolute winner. An hour in, even though they're away from home, doesn't want to settle for a point.
He knows just how potent his team can be as well. It's remarkable, really, to think they have scored more than double Al-Qadisiyah's total in the league this season. It's incredible when you're comparing 2 clubs in the top 4.
Yeah. Just shows you the firepower and the quality they've got, and Al-Qadisiyah are trying to rise to that level. They're doing it a different way, where defensively they're trying to be really strong.
Goal from Marcos Leonardo, the 53rd goal of Al-Hilal's league season. It's in 16 and a half games, by the way. Puertas. Now Aubameyang, finally with the ball at his feet. And playing the pass as well for the on-running Puertas. Good handling by Bono.
Better build-up, though. They got it into Aubameyang's feet, who then tried to pick a pass to his teammate Puertas, who made the run. He's got the energy. Milinkovic-Savic, I think he's played a lot more further forward now. Second half almost as a number 9, alongside Marcos Leonardo. That's been the slight tweak from Jorge Jesus at half-time.
Actually feels like the fullbacks or the wing-backs in Cancelo and now Al-Harbi are perhaps 5 yards further forward too.
Yeah, that's because they've got territory.
Challenged by Neves, got all of the ball. Cancelo's got the throw. It's great from Cancelo.
It's a bit loose. Just gives Al-Qadisiyah a chance to take a breath, regroup.
They have won at Al Nassr this season, Michel's team. They beat them 2 months ago, despite falling behind to Cristiano Ronaldo's opener. With the greatest of respect, Al Nassr are not as high on Al Hilal's priority list right now as others are. It's a late challenge on Nandez, who was just a bit quicker to the ball. I think there's going to be a yellow card here for Al-Balahi.
Should be. Just got to make sure you stay on your feet there. Silly foul really to give away.
So there is a booking indeed for the 35-year-old into his 8th season now with Al-Hilal. 6 league titles in that time. He's been the mainstay of it all. Fresh legs inbound for Al-Qadisiyah. Ali Hazazi and Mohamed Kasim. Swirled in and over the top of the bar from Lajami. It's a tricky one for him to keep down.
Yeah, not easy, that one. You're trying to back off, you're trying to get the flight of the ball. At the same time, you're trying to head that down, which is really difficult, especially under pressure.
Brought into the club largely for his experience, really. Kasim Lajami, 28-year-old, time with Al-Fateh and Al-Khaleej in the Saudi Pro League. Forward, but Fuertes physically seen out of it by Koulibaly.
It's not really a battle you're ever going to win up against Koulibaly. Too strong.
Malcolm. Cancelo. Malcolm again. Will get there because of his speed. And he's got the corner as well. Fernandez decided to commit to that from a long way back.
Yeah, and that's why Malcolm thought, when he seen him sliding, he thought, oh, if I can do a trick here, I can get either a free kick, penalty, or try and take the ball past him.
I'll argue the Argentinian under-23 international, he just about got that right. Koulibaly, one of the threats coming forward from the back for Al-Hilal for this corner. Neves letting them know exactly where it's going to go. Which way is this game going to go as we move towards the final 20 minutes? Koulibaly nearly reached it. He had two to contend with. Al-Harbi. Tambakti. Dorsari. Now Fuertes. Fernandez. It's not a race that Aubameyang's going to win. Doing well, Al-Qadisiyah, just to try and keep the tempo up to match Al-Hilal.
Yeah, it's really difficult when you're in this position. You're playing against the top sides. There's one part where you're checking the scoreline. You think, well, defensively, we've got to make sure we're tight, but at the same time, we've got to try and offer a threat going forward.
They've been split here, though, the home team. Cancelo with the pullback. It could have gone anywhere. Al-Qadisiyah have got it exactly where they want it. Now Quinones. Maybe there might be a chance for them to break here on the counter-attack. Wide it goes from Nandez. Abel Shamat. Quinones, Bono racing out to get there.
Excellent goalkeeping. Clever little ball in behind Koulibaly. It was a good run from deep as well, so really good goalkeeping that from Bono.
Former Sevilla man, Bono spent 3 seasons as their #1 in La Liga. Still remember with great fondness his performance as well at the World Cup for Morocco in 2022. Those two substitutes still haven't come on, by the way, for Al-Qadisiyah. Now Alamar with a couple of options here. Koulibaly happy to take the hit.
I get the feeling that Al-Hilal are improving down this side, Cancelo's side.
There he is, giving it to Malcolm. Trying to tiptoe his way around a couple. Milinkovic-Savic is joining in. Wanted to get it back to Malcolm, he couldn't quite do that. This game is stretched.
Really wide open.
Aubameyang with some room. Deflection on the cross, Quinones grappling but not able to engineer the space for himself, and now I think we're going to see those Al-Qadisiyah changes.
Yeah, the effort that they put in to get to this point, 20 minutes to go, I think it's very wise that the coach has made a couple of decisions just to try and bring fresh legs onto the pitch.
Well, Abu Shamat is one of those who's coming off one of the most impressive performances of Al-Qadisiyah's evening, but maybe the legs are beginning to run a little dry, and in fact it's both players from the wide areas, Alamar as well, who is making way.
Yeah, I think that feels like two players that have put a real shift in, a real effort in. Maybe just the signs of those two starting to fatigue.
So Ali Al-Hizizi and Mohamed Kassem. Smart changes, do you think, from Michel?
I think so. I just think just to try and give the players a chance out on the pitch that have worked incredibly hard, and Al-Hilal starting to push, so he needs players that are going to be 100%.
worth keeping in mind that this Al-Qadisiyah team, new to the Saudi Pro League, promoted last season, might have passed some by that the promotion campaign was started by Robbie Fowler. He was the man who was in charge at the start of last season. Joao Cancelo with the trick, and he's got the space. Has he got the cross? It's too close to Castells.
You can see exactly what Cancelo was going for. Once he got a yard of space, he was trying to clip it to the far post.
Yeah, on Robbie Fowler, former Liverpool-England striker, he was there at the start of the campaign. He won 6 of his first 8 games in charge. He drew the other 2, so he hadn't lost the league game when Michel came in to replace him.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. I think my former teammate was with him, Franny Jeffers.
It's the substitute, Kassam. Deflection on the cross, which was good in the end for Bono, actually. Didn't have to readjust his feet too much. What are we going to see from the 19-time league champions then in these final 17 minutes or so? Fernandez for Al-Qadisiyah. I think Al-Hilal was sort of expecting the flag to go up for offside.
So did he, by the way. I think he looked across the line, didn't see the flag, and thought, oh, happy days. Chance to keep the ball. But from Al-Hilal's point of view, they've got to try and raise the tempo again. An electric start to the second half. Now they've just dropped off half a yard. The game's in the balance.
Now given on Aubameyang, which, in fact, it wasn't Aubameyang at all. My apologies. It's actually Hazizi. He enjoyed it.
Grateful. Yeah, the game's there to be won now, isn't it? Who's got it in them? Who's got the fitness levels? Who's got the quality?
Steady head in the Al-Qadisiyah back line, taking this free kick, Nacho.
Well, he will try and use all the experience that he's got, Nacho. And he will be telling his teammates, let's not lose the game from here.
Gaston Alvarez. Mohamed Kassam. Aubameyang. Might reach it in front of Bono.
And I think Kassam's been brought on, obviously, for his quality, but at the same time, we try and keep an eye on Malcolm, and especially Cancelo and Al-Hilal's right-hand side. So Kassam just checking his shoulders to see where Cancelo is.
He's played at the highest level as well, Mohamed Kassam. He was with Al-Ittihad and most recently Al Nassr as well, 3-time Kings Cup champion. It's the sort of player you want to bring on in a situation like this. Might be in trouble here though, Al-Qadisiyah. They presented the ball eventually to Marcus Leonardo, who was left a lunging boot in, I think, on the Jami.
Yeah, he was just trying to wriggle away from 2 or 3 bodies, just trying to take the ball into his stride and caught the centre-back. Yeah, I think the likes of Nacho and Ajami, Alvarez, the 3 centre-backs for Al-Qadisiyah. The message will be, let's not lose the game from here. If we've got the quality in midfield and up front to snatch a winner and take it, at the same time, 15 to go, they might just accept a point, keep that unbeaten run going. It would only be 1 loss in their last 9 if they can take a point. Al-Qadisiyah, excellent return.
I wonder whether there's a little bit of them that are thinking, could we play continental football next season? It's not happened for them since 2006. It didn't last long either when it did. They went out in the round of 32 of the then Arab Champions League, as it was. Huertas has been really busy tonight for Al-Qadisiyah. He's showed a lot of energy throughout. He's given away the free kick there.
Yeah, I think he's been excellent. I think you're right. I mean, he got the assist for Aubameyang's goal, but the energy that he showed when he's not had the ball has been very impressive.
He's in Belgium for a couple of years with Union Saint-Gilloise. Actually, last year he not only played in the team that beat Liverpool in the UEFA Europa League. He scored against them as well. So a night like this, I don't think will faze him too much. Aubameyang took too long, he dwelt on it. Didn't realise that Harvey was coming. Harvey's clearance has gone all the way back to Castells. Fernandez. Side flag is up.
I think that might be their best route though, because the Al-Hilal defenders are very high with no pressure on the ball. Just got to make sure you time your run well. Just went a fraction early. I think that's exactly what Michel's saying.
Super player back in the day, Don. I mean, you must have seen a fair bit of him.
Fantastic player.
Didn't note until I was doing my homework yesterday that he once finished 4th on the Ballon d'Or list back in 1987.
Wow, didn't know that one.
Free kick for a foul on Quinones, who's had to do a lot of defensive duties as much as he has going forward in this second half. Almost feels now like Al-Qadisiyah thinking a point here would be a good result from this situation.
Absolutely, that's exactly what they're thinking. About 15 to go, they're thinking, do not lose the game from here. We've seen the best version of Al-Hilal the first 15-20 minutes of the second half. Now it's a more even contest because Al-Hilal have just felt the tempo of the game, so they've got to find the final push.
Got to try and breach this tight defence again. Al-Dawsari, Milinkovic-Savic has hit the post. That's the second time in this second half that Castells has been beaten, but he's been saved by the frame.
And he's had the best two chances in the second half. Milinkovic-Savic, one with a header. That was quite central, that one. Just striking the post, he gets up well. Just got the run on Ajami there, Milinkovic-Savic.
Win by Kassam. Sent the other way by Koulibaly, out to play, and you can see that we're going to have some changes. Looks like Nasser Al-Dawsari is going to come on for Al-Hilal.
But you would say in the main, defensively, the way Al-Qadisiyah have defended, that we haven't really seen much of Malcolm and Marcus Leonardo, especially Al-Dawsari, the captain, who's a brilliant player, been quite quiet tonight.
They have got 10 clean sheets in the league this season now, Al-Qadisiyah, which is an incredible number, really. So they haven't got one tonight, but you can see why. Defensively structured beautifully.
Well, I think Nacho's had probably a big part to play as well with his quality, but more so his experience and the way he leads from the back.
Quieter tonight, not conceded a goal in 4 of their last 5 league games, Al-Qadisiyah. That's why the one game where they did concede feels so strange amongst that, because they lost 3-0 here against Al Town. Quite able to keep that in play, Malcolm, so it's a goal kick, and I think we're going to get those changes now. Cameron Puertas is going to be making way for Al-Qadisiyah.
Wow, what an effort he's put into the game. It's been excellent. What you want, if you're a coach, you want every player to leave everything out on the pitch, and that's exactly what Puertas has done.
So that man coming on in his place, Al-Qatani, youth player with Al-Hilal, so a special moment for him. He never actually played for the club, but he's going to play against them tonight in the final 9 minutes.
That tells you how quiet the skipper's been tonight, not because he's played poorly, just because the defenders for Al-Qadisiyah have defended him well.
Yeah, so Al-Dawsari for Al-Dawsari. It's Nasser Al-Dawsari coming on. Has been involved in all of Al-Hilal's league games this season, but only 5 of them from the start. Been with the club perhaps since 2017 in terms of his breakthrough with them. Well, he's taken the armbands.
He's trying to keep an eye on George Jesus because he wants a player. I'm not sure if it's Milinkovic-Savic, but he wants more down their left-hand side. Just keep an eye which player ventures out to that side. Because you know they're strong down the right with Malcolm and Cancelo.
Cancelo, who's a little irritated that that decision's gone against him. He feels that both players are doing the same.
I think I agree as well. Just a 50-50. The referee's had a good game though.
That big decision to make, didn't he, when he was called to the screen at the end of the first half over a possible red card offence of a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity against Nacho, but decided not to send him off.
Yeah, you can just see now from a tactical point of view where Al-Hilal a little bit more lopsided, favouring their right side. It's Milinkovic-Savic who, I think from the instructions of the coach, will want to play a little bit down the left. He's still centrally.
Malcolm's touch off Cancelo, just showing a bit too much of it to Kassam. Timed his tackle well. Hernandez, it's loose from him. And suddenly Malcolm has a chance. It's gone down, but the referee says no penalty.
I thought he was always edging to go down there, Malcolm. Whether it was tired legs, I didn't get the sense there was a touch and a foul on him. There might have been a little bit of bodily contact as he was trying to wriggle away, but I could be wrong. It didn't look like a penalty to me.
To Gaston Alvarez's credit, he certainly wasn't the favourite in that situation.
Yeah. I'd like to see it again, but it just looked like a little bit of tired leg from Malcolm the way he went down.
We're continuing as well, so obviously there is no evidence to be followed up on. Only dropped points this season, Al-Hilal, against Al Nassr in that 1-1 draw. And the very surprising defeat against Al-Khaleej when they were 2-0 up and beaten by 3 goals to 2.
Look, the scoreline stays the same. Al-Ittihad will be the big winners after their 2-1 loss against Damak. Not to see Al-Hilal take 3 points to go 3 clear.
So often find a way, Al-Hilal, but no way through that time as the combination between Cancelo and Malcolm doesn't work. Neves perhaps a little slack. Quinones racing through. Quinones showed too much of it to Bono.
Offside. Good couple of yards offside. Not sure why the flag didn't go up a lot earlier.
Given absolutely everything, haven't they, those out on this pitch?
Oh, you can't knock the performance and the effort. You just know that with about, what, 5-8 minutes-ish left on the clock, Al-Hilal will be hoping for a couple of more chances.
Milinkovic-Savic. Now some room. Marcus Leonardo was hoping he was on the end of the pass, which didn't come from Al-Nassr. Of Cancelo.
Yeah, as I thought, bit of bodily contact but no foul. Good call from the referee.
You mentioned it, it does feel like Julian Weinberg has got most of them right tonight.
Absolutely, had a great game.
It's Hernandez for Al-Qadisiyah. I don't recall them creating even one moment in this second half, really. But maybe that might be about to change. Quinones. Still Quinones. Oh, over the top of the crossbar from the onrushing Al-Qahtani.
It's a chance, you know. once you're running onto that, your natural stride, you know you're going to get your shot off. Now it's the power, but more importantly, you've got to make sure you hit the target. Got to keep that one down.
What a tale that would have been if a former Al-Hilal youth player had come up with the winner there.
And I get the sense, because of the effort that they put in, Al-Qadisiyah, they deserve their point. It's whether they can hang on and get it.
Najami's clearance. Just 3 more minutes plus stoppage time for Al-Qadisiyah to get this priceless point against Al-Hilal. They've only won 2 of their last 14 home games against them. And there's only been 2 draws in that time as well. Everything else has gone Al-Hilal's way down the years. Here's the goal scorer, Marcus Leonardo. Now Cancelo. Malcolm. Plenty of options on that far side. Al-Harbi has breezed past the challenge, Al-Harbi. Now can he find the cross? He can't. Nacho in the right place.
Yeah, it wasn't a good cross, it wasn't convincing.
Back in from Al-Dorsari. This time Najami clears. Aubameyang's boot was a bit high.
Yeah, another good spot by the referee.
Just gave himself a moment, didn't he, to assess the situation.
I like the way he's just give a free kick, no drama, no yellow card. They're nearly there, Al-Qadisiyah.
Having scored the early goal, Aubameyang, he will not want to be the one that's conceded the free kick that leads to the late winner. Neves range?
Oh, too far. And I think he'll probably look at it, but he'll probably think the chances of scoring from here. Can't score from there, so one from the training ground maybe. You look left at Milinkovic-Savic, he might look right to one of the centre-backs.
He's got a big Belgian to beat if he wants to crash this in, Neves. He's not going to do that. He's going to give it to Malcolm. It's a bit more delicate from Al-Hilal, who have found the winning goal. But the flag is up against Ali Al-Balahi. He thought he'd won it. Offside is the shout.
Well, they've been spot on in their decisions all night, referee, linesman. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, he goes a yard early. Fantastic spot.
Everybody thought the drama,
the body language
was continuing. It was
the body language, just trying, your mate's going to squeeze it over the line.
Another one the team of Austrian officials have got right tonight.
I think it's fantastic that the officials come from Europe and try and help the Saudi officials and referee games.
It's just that open-minded approach, isn't it, to say it's okay, we can all learn off each other.
Absolutely, I get it. I'd like to try and do things a little bit quicker, because I think we can see in real time, you see one slow motion, one replay, we know that it's offside. It's where I think they need to speed things up just a tad quicker. I suppose they want to be spot on.
Yeah, and they are. This is the confirmation now that the goal will indeed not stand. And with that, the changes then for Al-Hilal. Here comes Mohamed Kano and also Khalifa Al-Basori. So plenty of experience coming onto the pitch in these final few moments for the visitors. Milinkovic-Savic is saying, where do you want me to play, boss? He's got his arms outstretched. He's asking Jorge Jesus where exactly he needs to go.
Just go up front, go and get the winner.
We're in 5 minutes of stoppage time. Absorbing night in Dammam. Really has been a great concluding part of a really quite fascinating day of Saudi Pro League.
It's been a privilege to commentate on this game. It's been a very easy watch, two very good sides, the tempo's been good. good quality. And it's flown by. That's the mark of a good game.
And from the early drama created by him, is there something that is going to happen to change everything right at the end?
What you do know is someone will get one chance in the game. 4 minutes to go, someone will get a chance.
Maybe it's going to be the home team. Doesn't drop for Kassam. This is Alvarez. Quiñones really could do with him in the box, Al-Qadisiyah. They want to keep hold of the ball.
They think possession's king, don't they? They don't want to give the ball away.
Pushed by Al-Dosari.
Now they can afford to try and load the free kick and get the centre-backs up and pump one in the box. If Nacho's got the energy to get there.
Guarantee if it was a tackle on the line in the final few minutes, he'd have the energy to get there. Quiñones. Aubameyang, here's the chance. Aubameyang's won it. He's bookended the game with goals at the very start and the very end. And the champions on their knees, the new boys, with one of their great moments. Al-Qadisiyah surely have won it in the final minutes of the match.
Well, we called it 4 minutes to go. Someone's always going to get one chance in the game. Who do you want it to fall to? Aubameyang, calm in front of goal, great ball into his stride, takes one touch, no need to go for power. Bottom right-hand corner, he's been here so many times. What a brilliant finish. Knows he's going to score, backs himself.
The ultimate plot twist.
And look what the hierarchy think. What a win.
The man for the big moments. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Al-Qadisiyah. And no moments would have felt as sweet as that in Michel's entire management career.
What an amazing story. And what an amazing game. To score, what, 1 minute in, and then 1 minute before the end? Just can't write the script.
This announcement is going to be roared by the home supporters. But do not write off Al-Hilal, even now. How many times have we said they are done, and yet they still find a way? Is there something still in this for them? But they're going to need to be mighty quick.
Oh, well, with Nacho at the back now, I'd imagine that Al-Qadisiyah now, all you've got to do is just bank in and get everybody behind the ball. You're seconds away from a huge win.
They've given away a free kick here. Al-Qahtani, the offender. Jorge Jesus trying to instruct every move here. Cancelo swinging it in. It's held by Castells, and he won't be getting up quickly from that.
When called upon, Castells has had a good game as well. He pulled off that big save from Milinkovic-Savic.
Listen to that home support. They can hardly believe this, but they better believe it because it's about to happen. Al-Qadisiyah, who have not beaten Al-Hilal in the league for almost 2 decades, are seconds away now from doing so.
I mean, who would have thought Al-Ittihad and Al-Hilal would lose on the same day?
And in the same manner as well, Don.
Yeah.
Stoppage time winners.
Incredible, and Al-Qadisiyah now going above Al-Nassr.
They're going to be 6 points behind Al-Hilal and Al-Ittihad, Al-Qadisiyah. Aubameyang the hero, Aubameyang with the ball. And they just need to keep it.
Keep it down there.
That'll do. If they want to get home and hosed, that will do.
They're winning. They're going to take 3 points. I'm certain of it.
Al-Qadisiyah, he dwells. He's just bought a few more seconds for the home team. Still no whistle though. Good work from Fernandez. Back it goes from Koulibaly to Bono. We're in the 8th minute of stoppage time now. It was only a minimum of 5 that were given on that board. Oh, bit of nerves at the back. Lejami could have left that for his keeper. Another look at the watch from the referee. Still no full-time whistle. Michel is waving his arms frantically. Cancelo into the box. Al-Qadisiyah delirium. They've beaten the champions.